Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to Apollo Art Analysis. This episode, we're going to be taking a look at a piece by the career artist Tomaz Favilla. In this episode, we're going to be talking a little bit about color and texture. We're going to talk about the incredible importance of carrying on and living life to the fullest. We're also going to talk about a little bit about the influences of Techspressionism. So let's jump right into it. So whenever you first see this work, you see a lot going on within this work here. Of course, we do see a city skyline here at the bottom, and then we see what appears to be these kind of clouds set against this multicolored backing here. Also is this grand sense of scale. Of course, since you see the city skyline, it does introduce that sense of scale. It feels very zoomed out here, and we're kind of have a bird's eye view over the entire city here. Really a nice, really grand introduction for sure. In the realm of color, we see pretty much every single color of the rainbow. I was kind of second guessing on that red, but we do see reds as well. We see reds, oranges, yellows, greens, blues, purples, pretty much every single color, even, kind of those darker tones that don't appear on the rainbow, such as black, we also see those as well. And such a diverse color palette really does give a sense of energy within the work at hand, and it does create a very dynamic visual experience. Of course, almost every single part that you're looking at, it's going to be kind of flowing into a different color, so it really is a masterful display at that for sure. Also, in the realm of texture, I wanted to note this as well. Of course, whenever you see clouds within a piece of art, you're almost always going to note this sense of texture. That's because you see the clouds are kind of like roiling, they kind of flow onto one another, definitely that kind of fluffy texture. And there also is, since we're in such a kind of grand, such a wide perspective here, there also is a bit of texture, say, on kind of the macro perspective of that if you were to zoom in. Kind of like a metallic, skyscraper texture, way zoomed out, of course. We also see what appears to be some kind of glitch textures as well. We'll go into that a bit more whenever we're talking about Techspressionism near at the end. So, in this piece, this was actually based on a poem. So this was a mixed media piece, and it is based on this original poem here. So I wanted to reference it, see what we can learn. So this poem is entitled Tears of the Setting Sun by the artist Tomaz Favilla. This was created in 2022, and here it is. Oops, almost knocked something down. Fret not, my soul, for all is all right. Forever was and forever will be. Your time here is short, yet life is very long. Enjoy the tears that run into your smile. Savor them. No, thank you. Go away. Enjoy the tears that run into your smile. Savor them. Taste what they tell you. For this moment is all we have. All we have is this beautiful present, this never-ending now. So be not afraid, my love. Be not afraid to love. Definitely a really nice poem. And so we're going to break that down just a little bit in reference to the work at hand here. So the first thing that I really noticed here was leaning into emotion. Of course, it says, enjoy the tears that run into your smile, even savor them. Taste what they have to tell you. So that does feel like kind of leaning into emotion, even though you may have some tears that kind of run in and kind of interrupt your smile. Savor them, lean into emotion and feel it to its fullest extent, because once you feel that emotion, it'll eventually pass and you'll feel this kind of revitalization and this kind of revival. So feel the emotions that come to you and let them flow, along one another. Definitely very important. Also, what I saw within this work is kind of the idea of the yin yang. And so within this work, of course, we see enjoy the tears that run into your smile, savor them, taste what they have to tell you. And so with this in mind, we definitely see that the dark days define the light by definition. So each one, just like the yin yang, because of one another's existence, they define each other. We don't know what those good days are like until some bad days, and we don't know what those bad days are like unless they're, say, in comparison or in contrast to the lighter days as well. So I think that's incredibly important, and I kind of see some themes of the yin yang here for sure. And also, finally, or second to finally, what I wanted to talk about was the idea of love in the fall. So here at the end, we see this never-ending now. So be not afraid, my love, be not afraid to love. So it's quite clear, of course, love is an act of trust in and of itself. It's an act of vulnerability. That's why we say fall in love, because with love there is, say, the art of the fall. You must kind of open up to the possibility of getting hurt in order to hopefully establish some type of higher order or higher unity with your partner on the other side. So there definitely is that capacity, say, for the fall, and there is that vulnerability with love. But with that vulnerability, that really is what kind of flourishes into that blossoming, the idea of love itself. So be not afraid to love, especially, if it seems kind of scary, just like those darker emotions, the tears that run into your smile. definitely does not feel pleasant, but you should kind of flow and lean into the emotion. So same with love, be not afraid to love, because, you have to put your heart out there in order to get some kind of, reciprocity back. So I think that's also really important to note as well. The art of the fall, that's why we say falling in love, that sense of humility. And also, kind of finally, what I wanted to touch on this poem was the idea of Memento Mori. And Memento Mori is the reminder that we're going to die in the end. And so because of that, we have to live each day to the fullest. And so, let's see, is that mentioned directly? Let's see. In this beautiful present, this never-ending now, your time here is short, life is very long. So savor those emotions. And so your time here is short, yet life is very long. That's definitely the Memento Mori vibe that I was getting from that for sure. And so I think that's incredibly important. We have to live each day to its fullest, because if we don't, then we're kind of, wasting this finite time that we have on this earth. So life is quite finite. So it is definitely very important to live each day to the fullest, lean into emotion, even, don't be afraid to love as well, because that really where you kind of break through and hopefully can find some higher order, a higher unity, some kind of higher purpose, especially as well. And so that's what I wanted to touch on the poem. Really a beautiful poem. I haven't been reading too many poems lately. This was kind of what I came. Of course, it was paired with the piece, so I really had to kind of dive deep on it. So I really, really like that. Really great work coming from the original artist, Tomaz Favilla, for sure. And so this piece is entitled Tears of the Setting Sun. Of course, it goes right alongside that poem. And finally, I wanted to touch a little bit on the idea of Techspressionism. So Techspressionism is a movement that's most accurately defined in expressing emotion through a technological medium of expression. So one of the most fascinating things that I've seen is a lot of influences of glitch art. And so glitch art kind of takes the errors or the mistakes or the glitches, and it takes that and then it creates it in a medium of careful control. So I do think that we see some influences, some slight influences of glitch art as those kind of torn pixels fall down into the city skyline, maybe mimicking rain in that. I do like that quite a bit. So with that in mind, we do see some influences of Techspressionism. Of course, such a deep poem here. It is dealing with emotion. It's dealing with some of the most kind of diverse experiences of the human story. And so with that in mind, we see the smile, we see the tears, we see the love, everything, the end, everything. And so with that in mind, we definitely see the influences of Techspressionism. So emotion displayed within a technological medium of expression. So we definitely see that for sure. Of course, this is a mixed media piece of digital art. And then of course it is dealing heavily with emotion. So really a great contestant for our upcoming Techspressionism gallery that I'm currently working on. So I hope you guys enjoyed this piece. Hope you guys were able to kind of take something from this poem, hopefully put it into your day-to-day life, maybe learn a bit more. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys enjoyed this episode, go check out Tomaz Favilla's other works. He's doing some really good stuff. Definitely works with a lot of kind of Techspressionism, some type of glitch art. It's the best way I can describe it. I would need to dive a bit deeper into his work to really speak on that. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys learned something. My name is Apollo. This was Apollo Art Analysis, and I'll see you guys on the next episode.
We hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you'd like to support our work directly, please check out our Apollo community tokens. Apollo Art Exchange is an ecosystem of art appreciation which elevates artists each and every day. Thanks for listening.